Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of The Extra Point. As you can see, we got the hit makers in the house. Tasha T. Sizzle representing her sounds of blackness. As long as you keep your head to the sky, be optimistic. That's our mantra for today. And welcoming back from his trip to the VA, moving them packs down there from Maryland to Virginia is Mr. Michigan Mike Michael Hasso. How goes it, ladies and gents?
Goes well. I'm excited to be back.
We're excited to have you back, Michigan Mike, especially on today because we got some smoke for your Eagles and we got some topics that we need to discuss. And make sure you all stay tuned for a new segment that we're going to unveil that Michigan Mike has not heard of, and that's Michigan Mike's Michigan Minute. Be on the lookout for that. We're going to keep all you Michigan fans updated on everything that's going down before we kick off a championship season in 2023-2024. And you know Mike is back because we're on time.
We are on time, yeah.
First of all, Shay.
So thank you for that, Michigan Mike, our behind-the-scenes producer. Now, speaking of Denise, we can't get the show started without giving a shout-out to our sponsors. T. Sizzle, take it away.
We're sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. Again, guys, go on her website you can get all of your updates of what she is doing with her company. Again, we had a small little setback, but I think the setback is setting us up for a great comeback. So again, that's May Jane's Coffee, MAEJANES coffee.com.
Right on. And this show is also brought to you by
Wolverine Comics. That's Wolverine_Comics TX. We buy, sell, and trade all comics. We're doing a huge auction right now, so I'll go ahead and post it in the chat, and we'll kind of get that going. But yeah, love the support, and great to be back.
All right, great to have you back as well. And make sure when you come across May Jane's Coffee and Wolverine Comics TX on your timeline that you like and share. Put it on your Instagram story. Put it in your Facebook story. Spread the word. We got some good stuff going on behind the scenes here at the Extra Point, but we're ready to pull back that curtain and open it up to the world. So thank you all for your support. Good morning, Christina, the Dirty South checking in. Glad to have you on board with us this morning. Now, we're going to kick this off since Michigan Mike is back. We're going to kick this off with some news around the NFL, kind of get you caught up on some of the shenanigans going on in the biggest league of all this week. I'm going to leave this here for just a second so everybody coming in can go ahead and grab that, screenshot that, and put that in your favorites. Now, Mike, I know you've been busy this week. Tasha, Lord knows you probably had your toes in the sand all week. So,
excuse you, rude. I work. Thank you. I have a job. I go to work.
Like an architect. Okay, all right, we back.
She just takes her breaks in the sand. See, there's a difference.
Right. She's like Snoop Dogg out there with the Corona, with her slides on, talking about she at work, working from home, is on the beach. I ain't mad. All right, so this week, our uncle, you know, we all got that uncle in our family, and in the NFL, that's Auntie K. Why, Mike? Mike, why?
That is Tia.
Mike, why?
You know I had to. Come
Hold on. We got some smoke. She was dealing with a new four-legged friend. We will get to that, Tasha, a little later on in the show.
You know what? Again, I don't know who raised that one.
You did, and you did a magnificent job because you see she's got her own company, May Jane's Coffee. So hats off to you, Mama Tasha. Now look at Auntie Medea over here. Cam, looking a hot ass mess. Mike is coming in hot this morning. All right, so Aunt Medea, she held Cam Newton held a workout at Auburn's Pro Day earlier this week. And while he didn't speak to reporters at the Pro Day workout, he did post a hype video on social media, basically saying that there aren't 32 quarterbacks better than him in the league still today in 2023. Now, go ahead and dab off the coffee and cereal milk that you just spit all over your computer and your phone. Dab that off real quick and come back to us because I almost lost it when I heard that. And so You know how we do at the Extra Point. When we in the booth, we got to tell the truth. So we're going to put Mr. Newton's theory to test. Mike, Tasha, y'all ready to play a little this or that with Cam Newton?
Yes. Let's go.
All right. So here's how we're going to play this game today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to insult my co-host's intelligence by bringing up Patrick Mahomes and people of that ilk. No Pro Bowl players, no incoming rookie quarterbacks. Of course, the teams are going to draft who they're going to draft. And we're not going to talk about anybody who just got a major deal. We want to make this an even playing field because Tasha sent me a message giving her range of where he may be, and it led me to this list. So I'm going to just keep that a secret so Tasha can do that herself. But let's go ahead and bring your pretty faces back up because I want to. Sorry, not his pretty face. Your pretty face, right there. All right, this is live, y'all. So excuse me. Now, Mike, we're gonna start with you. Baker Mayfield. Would you take Baker Mayfield down in Tampa or Cam Newton?
I'm gonna go Baker Mayfield. Just the fact of he still has a little bit of that accuracy, and that's the last couple of games that I've seen for Cam, it was just like gone. Like, where are you even looking at? Right. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Baker Mayfield.
All right, Tasha T. Sizzle. Let's go with Zach Wilson, who's presumed to back up Aaron Rodgers in New York. Would you rather have Zach Wilson backing up A-Rod, or would you rather have Cam?
I'm gonna take Cam over Zach.
Zach was pretty bad. Okay, so that's one for Cam. All right, there we go. Now, Mike, Taylor Heineke. Now, he was a fringe starter, played pretty much half the season for the Washington Commanders last year. Would you take him or Cam Newton?
No, I'm going to take Heineke as well. He showed a lot. I mean, surprisingly, a lot of great numbers there, a lot of great games. So I'm going to stick with him.
Right. That's not even close. I'm not answering the phone if I'm choosing between those two. Tasha, Teddy Two Gloves, Mr. Bridgewater, backed up Tua, so you know he's getting a lot of playing time. Him or Cam?
Man, that's a tough one because I had so much faith into Darryl when he was coming out of Louisville. But when that knee got shredded up and looked like this on the inside,
right,
that took a lot out of him. I still think there's more to Cam, but I think his antics have taken over. So at this point, I'm going to actually take Cam over to Darryl.
Okay, all right, 2 for Cam for Tasha T. Sizzle. Now, Tasha, what do you think here? His ego won't let him be a backup QB. Is a starter a bust for him at his age?
I mean, at his age, if he really wants to play, he needs to be a backup. But that's the same thing with my boy AI. Remember when he went to Detroit? They put Rip Hamilton on the bench. Rip didn't complain. The only thing Rip said was, if it don't work, put me back in and start. And it didn't work. So they shipped AI. They shipped AI to Denver. But some people just in their minds don't want to come off the bench. Cam is a viable backup, but Cam is not a
right. Stop that. So because you noticed, and Mike, you agree that stop that starter talk.
Yeah, I agree with both. I think that his ego won't let him be a backup, but I think he could be a really great backup. And I think what we're seeing in the NFL right now is that just because you have the starting position doesn't mean you're going to stay there the whole season.
Right. I mean, he would be an excellent emergency. Like, okay, hey, we need somebody here that's at least.
I mean, imagine him on the 49ers. Come on.
Mike, we simpatico. I told you that offline a little bit earlier this morning, but now you're still in the thunder of the script. Let's go back to Tasha real quick because now I'm about to, as TD Jake says, I'm about to come in your backyard and knock on your door. Let's get this in your yard. Tasha, as he said, 49ers, let's go with your team. You just signed Sam Darnold to be the backup to Mr. Brock Purdy. Would you take Sam Darnold or Cam?
I'm going to take Cam over Sam.
Cam over Sam, damn.
I do like green eggs and ham, you know.
Like green eggs and ham, I'm taking Cam over Sam, and they don't give a damn. All right, well, Mike, we coming to your backyard too. You just signed a new backup quarterback in Marcus Mariota. Would you rather have him or Cam?
Man, Mariota looks trash. I'll take the chance on Cam. I will, Sir Sam. I need my green eggs and ham.
Somebody tag Cam Newton, tell him to tune in right now because he's getting showed love right here on the Extra Point. I didn't know where y'all was going with this. I'm enjoying this.
I mean, It's all those antics. And remember, I think, and I sent you this too. I said his downfall was when he didn't want to get that jab to me, because after that, everything else went downhill when he was with the Patriots, because you missed so much time because you didn't want to get the jab. You didn't get, what do they say? Your coordination, your rhythm down with your receivers. I think that really hurt him.
Right. And if you're going to be like middle of the road as far as your skill set is concerned, you can't have additional problems weighing you down, like not wanting to get the vaccine. It's almost like in the dating world where you two are married, but you all were spring chicken daters at one point. You can't be broke and ugly. You can't be insecure and unreliable. You got to pick a struggle. You know what I'm saying? You can't be bad in bed and can't cook.
How do you log out of this?
No, I'm just saying. You got to pick a struggle. Like, as far as the guy's concerned, you bad in bed and you don't cook. Like, we can't get none and we can't get no dinner at night. No, you got to do one or the other. So, Cam, you got to pick a struggle. You will either be excellent without a jab, or you're going to be marginal and get vaccinated and get in there with your teammates. We're going to digress on that. Now, let's go to a couple of teams that you love to, let's just say, to come off the top rope on. And I'm here for it. The world is here for it because they love to hear you bang on my two teams. So let's just get right to it. Mike, Cooper Rush in Dallas. He went 4-1 as a starter last year. Only loss was to your Eagles. So would you go with Cam or Cooper Rush?
I like the Cooper Rush in there. It's kind of what the Cowboys were needing at the time, is just taking care of the ball. So I'm going to go with Cooper Rush. Is he frozen over here?
Yeah, he's
Well, there you go. All right. Natasha T. Sizzle. Let's go with the Tennessee Titans, because Mike brought up an interesting comment with as far as an emergency quarterback. And we know that Tennessee had an emergency situation in their playing game in week 18 against Jacksonville, where they had to go pick up Joshua Dobbs from the HEB and just put him into the lineup on a Saturday night. Would you go with Malik Willis or Cam Newton?
Hey, HEB is premium, first of all.
You said HEB. You know what?
He was at Kroger.
As I call it, the Heb. You're not going to bring HEB into this.
Shout out to HEB, local sponsor.
Shout out to HEB, right? Line be way around the corner. All right. So would you go with Cam if you were the Tennessee Titans? They don't have a backup right now except for Malik Willis.
I mean, I would take Cam. Again, he can get it. He can get in there. He can move the ball. He may not just need to pass it. He may need to tuck it and run it, because I think he still can run. Or he may need to hand it off, and if it's wide open, hopefully he can connect with, with the receiver down there.
Okay. Mike, you don't agree with that, do you?
Man, I would love to agree with that as far as like him still be able to run. But when athletes have shown in the past that when you have 1-2 years off, you just don't come back the same at all. So I don't think he can run. I mean, maybe one time and then he pulls a hammy, but that's about it. 30 is different than 20,
Lord Jesus knows that 40 is different than 32. Remember a couple of years ago when Cam Newton went back to Carolina and he scored that opening drive touchdown and got in the camera and said, I'm back. And then Carolina lost 5 straight games. Cam, I don't know, y'all. Like, y'all was selling me on Cam. But speaking of the Titans, we saw earlier this week that Joshua Dobbs signed a 1-year deal with Cleveland for $2 million. Now, we saw how much better he was than Malik Willis last year. The Titans let him out of the building for $2 million. Was that a bad move on the Titans' part, Mike?
Yeah, I think we both agreed that, I guess all three of us agreed that he was the person to have on your team, especially with Tannehill as your starter. I mean, we talked about offline on this. This has to mean that your focus is that quarterback position moving forward.
Oh my God. Tasha, $2 million. Are the Titans just cheap or are they trolling?
I just think the Titans are confused. That it just comes down to that.
Tasha, I want you to pick up right there, confused, because Blaine Bishop, who is in the Tennessee Titans Hall of Fame, Ring of Honor, a Titan sports legend, was right there alongside Steve McNair on that vaunted defense in the early 2000s, late 90s. He used that exact word on Blaine and Mickey yesterday. And I know you didn't listen to the show. So I just want to know that y'all two are in this because he said, "What are the Titans doing? What are they trying to do?" They asked Kevin Byard, one of the few players that played all 16 games the last few years, to take a pay cut. He told him to cut these nuts. He was like, "I ain't taking a nothing cut because my play didn't warrant a pay cut." So could he why are y'all being so damn cheap? Why are you keeping Tannehill, Mike? What's going on? No, Tasha, finish your point about confused
because how they're confused. They're so confused. They're confusing me.
Right.
How are you keeping Tannehill when you know he's not it? Does he have those infamous GOAT photos?
Right. He's out there with Jason Garrett with the camera.
Like y'all they got some photos. He got some photos with somebody with some goats.
Right.
That he says every time they say something about trading, he's doing this. Right. I just don't understand. They know he's not any good. He can't. I'm not going to say he's not any good. They know he can't get them to where they want and need to be.
There's a large enough sample size to show that in the biggest games of the year, he crumbles. We have a large enough sample size or he's unavailable, which is the same as crumbling, in my opinion. Now, Mr. Glenn says the Titans need to tank this year so they can get a real QB in the draft. You said that about the Titans last year and hurt my feelings, Mike. You think this is the year to go ahead and blow it up?
Yeah, I think their confusion is going off of putting so many deals out there to try to see what they can do in the draft and get their feet wet a little bit. So I think either this year they trade up and get a quarterback that they really like a Richardson we had talked offline about, right. Or they just need a tank. I mean, they have a lot of good pieces on the team. Now it's just time to get a good quarterback.
I don't think tanking for a new quarterback is the answer. Because, again, they still have offensive line issues. You're really going to put a rookie out there and then you're going to be looking like Justin Fields with no line with a rookie quarterback.
They've been re-signing, though, and getting some pieces in there. So I think they'll be okay.
I mean, I think they need to get one of these good veterans that's out here to maybe, since they're going to blow it up and rebuild anyway, get one of these good veterans that's out here, get you a decent, quarterback, late rounds, maybe train him. Because, look, Dak fell to the fourth. You never know what's out there that you can get and train.
Yeah, that's true.
Why is he frozen? Guys, we're having a few. Let me pull up the script because we don't have to take over the show.
I know the next thing we were talking about is your boy Crop Top.
I wore my crop top just for that reason today.
Yeah. So we're talking about Zeke on this one.
Okay, so Zeke is eyeing the Jets, Cincy, and the Eagles as his next landing spot. So, Mike, what do you? First, I'm gonna start with your team. I'm gonna let you get on your soapbox and preach about this. First of all, it would be funny to see Zeke in the NFC East. They're the biggest rival that they have in the NFC East. Funny to see him wearing that green and black and silver. So, what are your thoughts about that? Would you want Zeke there?
Well, there's two things that go through my mind is okay, if he's eyeing the Eagles, does that mean that he feels heartbroken about the move? Right. Mm-hmm. So is he like, okay, well, let me go to the rival who y'all have trouble with and show you what I can actually do. That's the first thing that goes through my mind. And I know y'all were talking, Tasha, you brought up that he still has talent. It's just all more mental and can he get it done? I agree. I think he has a talent. I think he can get it done. And maybe it was more of an ego, someone running, twice as fast as you can. And you're like, dang, I can't run that fast. And this is what my team needs. I can't do that. With the Eagles, we don't need that because we have a lot of speed already. So it's more like a power back. If you just accept that you're a power back, yeah, you're going to do great on the Eagles.
And see, I thought about this too, as I was looking at what Mel Kiper and all of them have on their draft boards, and I saw one, Mr. Bijan Robinson. They always say the rule is you don't necessarily take a running back that early. With the Eagles, you actually think they would trade up to get somebody like Bijan, or do you think it's not necessary? Because Bijan is a friend.
Yeah, he is. I don't think so. I think they've traded up in the past. I mean, obviously with the trade with AJ Brown, they traded their draft pick. I think they've been doing really good in the draft overall. You saw all their players that they've gotten. I think they're going to sit and chill on it, and if anything, take offers to jump down. I think they're in a good spot.
Okay. Oh, and before we move on, before I forget, Paul, I finally started binge watching the second season of what's our show? Elementary.
Abbott Elementary.
And the very first episode when they had the Eagles Day, and she was like, "Oh, we just traded for AJ Brown." I'm sorry.
Don't do that. And the thing is, that triggered me. Not only did that trigger me, wait till you find out who Principal Ava is dating.
Oh, yeah, I got to that.
Oh, you got to that part. Okay.
Yeah.
That's out Andre Iguodala. So, Mike, I didn't catch that because I had to go fetch the mail. Are you cool with the Eagles taking Zeke?
Yeah, I was just saying if he accepts that he's no longer a speed back or a primary back and just wants to be on a winning team and says, whatever y'all need me to do, we would use him more of a power back, in my opinion. Then yeah, he would be great.
We got some numbers to back up the power back mantra if he was to play for the Eagles. I mean, last year, 876 yards, 12 TDs, led the league in 3rd and 1s, 0 fumbles. I mean, that's what you want in a goal line or a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 situation. You want a person who's not going to fumble, who will get you that 2 yards in a cloud of dust, move the chains. They like to run the ball. They like to control the line of scrimmage, control time of possession. You can do that with a Zeke. They also got Rashad Penny, who could be their home run hitter. Although if you got Rashad Penny, you need a viable backup because we know Mr. Penny going to miss 12 games.
Man.
That guy stays hurt. So you don't think that he would be a better fit for the Bengals, Tasha? They just lost P-Ron. They compare him with Mixon.
I mean, I think that of the 3 that you had on there, because we hadn't gotten to those 2 yet, I think he would be better there. Because if he wants to play for a contender, the Bengals are right there. Because It's in AFC, it's Kansas City, it's Buffalo, and it's Cincy.
He goes home to Ohio.
Right. And, he's going to get all the love there if he goes back. I can see him in Cincinnati more than, but again, who you going to have? Because he's not I still don't think Zeke is a starter.
No, but you still got Riddick Bowe, a.k.a. Joe Mixon, bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
Bang, I shot you down.
Right, you still got.
For the record, they are saying now it was his sister's boyfriend or his sister's husband.
Oh, just like that wasn't John's gun. Okay, got it.
Right.
Like, all right, John. that wasn't your gun and shotgun, Willis. We're not gonna do John today. So relax, ladies and gentlemen. As a Cowboys fan, I want to go back to something Tasha said a few weeks ago that I didn't think would be possible, so I just dismissed it. She said, "Don't fool around and disrespect Zeke, and he come back to Cowboy Stadium and put 202 touchdowns on you. If there's one team that would let him do that, would be the damn Eagles." Yeah. That would be a nightmare. Can you imagine him going back to the Super Bowl and winning with Zeke? Zeke out there with his belly all out, with his championship ring, holding, kissing the Lombardi.
He comes back. He lost 30 pounds. He's all fit now.
Got abs and belly out.
He's ready. He's like the master of the screen game for the Eagles. Like,
look. We all know how human emotion goes. If you know what I'm saying?
A bad breakup, man. Come on.
If somebody dump you and you wind up upgrading and you got a chance to go to the same function with that ex and you shining on your arm, you're going to be like, watch
He's like, so anyways, when I was in Dallas, I used to stay.
You're going like Dion. So, please. Sweet dear Jesus, baby Jesus, don't let him go to the Eagles because that's going to be smoke. They got the best offensive line in the NFL, and they just brought back Kelsey and Lane Johnson. My goodness gracious. Okay, that depressed me. Good morning, Miss Taylor. Now, this is something that was off the script, but it dropped so late in the week. I wanted to make sure I got y'all's opinion on this. Now, just a couple of days ago, the NFL sent out a memo to all 32 teams telling them under no circumstances do you talk to anyone but Lamar Jackson when it comes to negotiating a deal this offseason. Now, rumor has it that one of his business partners who helps him with some of his endorsement deals has been kind of working behind the scenes trying to pull some numbers together to work on his behalf. They done sniffed it out and said, you're going to get fined, and you're going to be out of the running for Lamar. Is this looking appearing more and more like collusion. Mike, you're shaking your head. We hadn't really heard your opinion on this one.
Yeah, this is like double collusion from both sides. I mean, one, you're trying to save a buck, right, to get the most contract. I mean, you're paying so many people, your accountant, your lawyers, etc. And on top of that, your agent gets most of the big deal money.
Right.
From the NFL side, maybe you're trying to blacklist somebody and being like, no, they're not following protocol. So how about if he breaks the rule, no one talks to him? So it's like, man, Lamar, just stay clean. We know what the NFL can do. Just be smart about it, man. Just be smart.
Be smart. Like,
don't give them a reason, right? That's what Tasha says. Don't give them a reason.
Right. And don't try to pull a fast one, because you'll be out there looking like Cam with the Thelma Louise rag around your head and some break bands.
I don't know what this makes me think.
Man, he can still play too, man.
It makes me think of A Few Good Men. Remember with Colonel Nathan Jessup and Markham and all them, and when they had Kiefer Sutherland in there, and he was like, I gave them instructions not to touch Santiago. But what did they do? It's always something behind the scenes. When he did tell them to go in there and give him the cold red.
Right.
It's something going on behind the scenes that they're not going to let out. I mean,
right. And what's going on behind the scenes is we're not paying you $230 million guaranteed. We're about to suppress the market, and you're going to go play under this franchise tag.
Again, like Mike said, it's going to be a lockout. Number two, we all said it's the Haslam's fault.
Right.
Because they had no business giving that boy that money. And I wrote something down at work. You had 13 teams in the running for Freak Nasty.
Right.
So you mean to tell me these teams out here all need quarterbacks and ain't nobody contacting Lamar or his mama?
Tasha, not just a quarterback, a 26-year-old former MVP.
Man, if Cam Newton gets a deal before Lamar, man.
Mike, one more time for the people in the back pew.
Man, I don't even want to say it. Cam Newton is gonna get a deal before Lamar. I'm telling you.
I think so too.
And if they out here thinking that he's gonna, again, I know you gave Daniel Jones the $40 million. You got to pay, for what he did, because let's say next year, because he only had 15 touchdowns last year.
Right.
Only. Let's say
he did have a good game against the Minnesota Vikings, who you said was selling wolf tickets all year. But I digress.
So let's say Daniel Jones goes out here and has 25 touchdowns. So, they got him. I think you go ahead and pay Daniel Jones now so he won't ask for more and then really fizz out. Y'all cannot expect Lamar to be out there playing for less than 40 if you're going to give Daniel Jones 40. If I'm Lamar, first of all, y'all wouldn't have saw me last season. And y'all ain't going to see me this season.
You said that before the season started. Don't touch that field, Lamar. Now, Mr. Glenn said Lamar should have hired an agent already. He would have had a deal. Is this greed? Is this pride? Is Lamar getting kind of what he should do? Because other players don't have agents, and they're getting deals like Larry Tunsil.
I mean, Larry Tunsil's agent, didn't protect him from that gas mask incident on draft day, but he's now the highest paid, so it doesn't matter. Right. But
excellent point.
I mean, I don't know what
it's greed from both sides, though. I mean, like Lamar, I'm not even trying to blame him though, because like that's how he wants to run his business, which is himself, right? So it's like
that decision.
But the thing is, the NFL is trying to make an example and say like this is not how the future is going to be.
And they will make an example. Like they don't lose. Ask Colin Kaepernick. Where's Colin? Now he done turned on his mom and daddy. Ain't nobody else who can I run to escape? Like ain't nobody else to run to. Yeah. The NFL was like, okay, we're gonna let you get these meals. We're gonna let you have the shoe deal. We're gonna let you post your commercials. But at the end of the day, you ain't playing for my team, and he's not. Now, Mike, if Lamar Jackson gets 231, what you said 2 years ago is going to come true. There's going to be a lockout.
Yeah,
and
it's already
going to be
happen.
a restructuring of how they do deals.
It needs to happen. I mean, you have to think like the players, the leader of the players organization needs to step up and be like, hey, this isn't how this is going to go down. There needs to be, we're partners in this business, right? It's not just the owners. We are the players, and we also have a say. And so it just needs to happen. It happens all like regularly, like a cycle, and it's about time.
And also, Haslams need to step up and tell Watson he needs to restructure and take a pay cut. because he hasn't done anything. I mean,
He
you were
looked
out
kind
the
of
whole
shaky when he returned to the lineup, and he had 5 games to prove himself, and he looked awful in all
and we
those
don't
games.
know what he's going to do this season.
Now I can understand Lamar's point of view because Mike, you're a manager at your job. Can you imagine if they brought me in to be a manager and they're paying me more than you? And you like, well, I've been here, I've done this, X, Y, Z. You pull out all of your yearly reviews, and you saying you said all this about me, but you bring this guy in with no experience off the street and pay him twice as much as me. I can see why Lamar is like holding firm on principle, but at the same time, your boss is like, you can either take this or go find a job up the street. That's just the way corporate America is structured, and the NFL is a corporation. Hello, sis. But we'll see. Last question about Lamar. Should the Titans go after him, Tasha?
I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean,
Yeah.
but no, they want Tannehill. So no, we just gonna take him off the board.
What you trying to ruin my Saturday? It's a beautiful day outside.
Y'all want
Man,
wine?
I would
Hey,
buy that jersey in a heartbeat, man. Come on.
get them how you live. That's what. Yeah, get it how you live.
Now, Mike, I'm gonna come to you with this. No, wait, whoa. Stephanie says no. Why not? No. Why not? Now, Mike, let me come to you. Do you think that the Titans are trying to penny pinch to come up with the money? Because technically, they can still cut Tannehill and save $19 million against the cap. They just haven't yet. And if you don't get Lamar, you really can't move off Tannehill until you get Lamar to at least sign his franchise tag so he can get the money. Do you think they're trying to ask people to take pay cuts so they can scramble up? They're trying to build a new stadium. They're going to need people in that stadium. And Tasha knows, Mike, you went to a game of the Titans before Marcus Mariota when they were trash. How many people were in that stadium?
Like 10? I don't know.
Right, and we were 8 of them. So, like,
He's not gonna be the one to put asses in the seats.
No. Y'all, just talking about Tannehill's ruining my appetite. Let's move on. All right. Let's just move on. But like Mike said, if number 8 lands in Cashville, you can get rid of the king. I'll take this thing and throw it off the balcony and wish that he goes to the Eagles instead and gets his ring instead of Zeke. Mike, can we work that out? Can we get Lamar Brown to sing you the king?
Let's
for
go.
a third rounder?
Let's make it happen.
Let's make that happen. All right. Now, Tasha, the Elite 8 is upon us. We're down to 8 teams. Is there anybody in your bracket still alive, Tasha?
Let me pull up my bracket real fast.
While she does that, Mike, is anybody in your bracket still alive?
Yeah, I have Texas. Yeah.
Shouts out to Papa Hasso.
I have Texas and Creighton.
I think the only team that I have left is Texas. That's the only team. Wait a minute. I have Texas and UConn.
Okay. All right. Rebecca Lobo. Okay.
But the thing is, let me point this out. I wish I could show this. I never had Alabama advancing. Houston was my only Final Four team that I had in there, but I didn't have them advancing. Oh, and I have Gonzaga still. Gonzaga.
Okay. All right. Right on. Well, let's get the people ready for this weekend's games. We haven't done any pickups, but Stephanie, that's an excellent point. We don't have any wide receivers. Our 2 wide receivers right now, Mike, are Traylon Burks and Nick Westbrook-Akine. Como se dice 2 and 15 in Espanol?
No winning, though. I know that.
Right on. All right. Let's go. Let's do some picks, shall we? See which one of you comes out on top for the rest of the tournament. All right, we got Florida Atlantic, the 9 seed today, versus number 3 seed Kansas State. Mike, who you taking? Kansas State? It's a 2-point favorite.
I'm going to take the upset. I got Florida Atlantic.
Woo! FAU!
Yeah.
FAU! That's all I've heard.
They show up in basketball. Like their fans show up randomly.
We sorry, Mama Culture. We sorry. I was rooting for the Orange, but they can't shoot. They can't shoot, Mom. I'm sorry. They can't shoot. Tasha, who you going with? FAU or Kansas State? Hey, that Marquise Powell, he had 19 assists the last game out.
Did y'all know that FAU's coach and UT's coach are brothers?
Didn't know that.
And their
brothers.
And their
we're happy and we're singing and we're
da 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 da.
Give me a hug. with you, Mike.
And their father is the AD at Duke.
Dang. Okay. All right. They got it running in the DNA. Yeah, I was really rooting for Tennessee, but Kansas State looks great. Florida Atlanta looks great. That should be a good game. And in the nightcap, we have Tasha's number 4 UConn versus Mike's number 3 Gonzaga. Who you got, T Sizzle?
The thing is, I'm going to go UConn simply because we all know Gonzaga can never get it done.
But Mike, they got 45-year-old Drew Timme.
And that's my reason right there. I'm gonna go opposite. I'm gonna go Gonzaga.
I'm sorry, that's what I want to hear. I want to be able to watch the game and know that y'all pick some different teams.
I mean, this is their year to win it. If they don't win it this year, they need to just cease basketball operations for about 2 years.
It's been like 15 years or something.
Right. Blow it up and start over.
You can't keep being on the cusp and not get it done. You can't. And all right, so we got on Sunday Michigan Mike's Creighton versus 5th seed San Diego State. Mike, who you got?
I got Creighton. They've been taking me this far.
Huh?
Yep, let's go.
What's a Creighton? Where are they?
Creighton is always one of those teams that is in the conversation. Like their name is always.
That's like all they have is basketball.
Right. Where is Creighton? I never knew
that. Creighton is in Nebraska.
Only Mike would know that. Welcome back, Mike. Only Mike would know that.
At the front door. I'm really thinking they're on this side of the Mississippi.
Was on the other side of the pond.
This fool said England.
Denise said England, so
right. They some international players all the way from the Himalayas. All right. So Mike got Creighton. You got Creighton as well, Tasha?
No.
Oh. You going with the boys that knocked out old Totem, huh? Old shoot 'em up bang bang. I'm sorry, Langston, but he's a gun toting.
He's a gun transporting. He didn't tote that thing.
I'm the Amazon man.
Supplier.
Right.
He the plug. All right. That's you kids call it the plug. All right. Y'all have picked different on every game. So now I have reason to come home and microwave my popcorn and get this thing ready because I love when y'all pick different. And last but certainly not least, I think y'all will be the same on this one. Does the Papahassos, the fighting Papahassos of Texas, do they continue their march towards Houston? Mike.
I got Texas.
Miami, 5th seed Miami.
I think Texas is probably one of the strongest teams left, so I got Texas.
Hook 'em, Tasha?
Although I would like the U, but...
All right, so we got Bun B versus Trick Daddy. Texas, that's why I say.
These boys coming down the candy, toy smoking, talking.
Hey. No, Mike, you got more rhythm than that. Wait a minute. Hey, Christina, right? She said hook 'em.
Yeah, she found a hook 'em emoji. Look at that.
Right on. Hey, your emoji game is strong. Beautiful family right there in the picture. We see you, Christina. Beautiful family. Now, Miss Taylor has a question. She loves to watch the show to learn. Which one of you are going to answer her question? Who is the Lord seed still alive? I have that number. It's Florida Atlantic.
Yeah, Florida
Atlantic. FAU?
It's FAU.
Yeah, it's at number 9. Yeah.
So if you're going for Cinderella, Miss Taylor, then you want to go for FAU. They play tonight on TBS. Now, I won't ask you about your Final Four and your championship. We'll wait till next week to do that. I don't know, man, because if Mike ain't here next week, we won't get that on wax. So let's get yours now, Mike. Who you got cutting down the nets out of these 8 teams?
So for the champion, who's going to be in the championship game?
Yeah, who you got?
I got Creighton against Texas, and I got Texas for the win.
You see what Mike did? He ain't slick. He wanted to look up at his bracket to let everybody know his bracket's still intact. You ain't slick. We don't care about your bracket. Damn it. He does this every year. He wins the bracket challenge. Tasha, okay, just for its and giggles, you got Texas or UConn?
I got Texas, San Diego State, UConn, and Kansas State in the Final Four. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go with Texas for winning it, but I don't know who they're going to play. I
will as well. Hook them. Right, Mike hit the freeze looking like one of those old school Chuck E. Cheese characters still. He hit the... You know what I used to say? Multi-league back again. Leagues come swing. Okay.
Please come and play with me.
Mike, that was excellent. Mr. Glenn says, hook 'em. Hey, let's just ride for Texas on this one. Let's get it done. Burnt orange. And Matthew McConaughey, let's shower before you get on TV this week.
Oh man. He don't put no deodorant, no soap. Like, come on.
That man is sexy. He can come over here. I'll give him a bath.
Oh, as we digress. But the question is, would you give him a Dr. Pepper? We're going to digress on that.
I don't know. He may have to come with his own Dr. Pepper.
All right. No. Whoa. The kid coming in hot.
There you go. Christina.
Look at Mike's face. Mike, welcome. Because I feel like that when my sister be saying stuff like that too. I'm like, hey.
Go
like,
sit down.
Take that
like,
go. Hey. All right, Mr. McConaughey, you still got it. All right. Now, Mike, Tasha, we talked about this some offline, but I'm kind of glad we're saving this conversation for now because I really don't know what y'all are going to say about this. But I saw a stat yesterday that this is only the fourth time since 1975. And for reference, y'all, I was born in 1975. So that was like 32 years ago. This is the fourth time since 1975 that Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Tasha, and Kentucky, again, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Kentucky all failed to make the Sweet 16. If you want to throw in an outlier, Michigan had made the last 5 Sweet 16s. They didn't even make the tournament. Now, is this just a one-off to you, Tasha, or are you starting to see a changing of the guard as far as March Madness and the dominance of these blue bloods?
I mean, Carolina didn't make it either. I think because there are so many more options when it comes to playing ball now. You don't have to go to the Dukes, to the Carolinas, to those types of schools, the Kentuckys, to get looked at. You can go, this fool said, concession stand.
Stay focused. Stephanie is on one this morning. She done had her Starbucks.
Okay. I think a lot of these players now, they know they can go to other schools and still get looked at. And there's so many more options now. You have the G League. So they feel like, hey, if I don't go here and get it done, I can go to, this mid-major. I can go to this school,
right?
Perform. I can, leave early, go to the G League,
right.
I mean, but I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. I do think Carolina will come up next year. They have to.
South Carolina, Don Staley.
Yeah, Don Staley. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's just
South Carolina, Don Staley. And beat Gino for me one more time, will you, Don? Because he be hating on you. I digress.
I hate you because he hated on the late great Pat Head Summit.
Well, she used to put that kitty heel in his ass.
I don't like Gino Oriama. Never.
I don't like him either.
Never will.
Now, Mike. Go ahead. Finish your thought, Tasha.
You can't get. I think Kentucky and Carolina have a better chance of getting back up there than Duke, to be honest.
Well, how so? Is it because no Coach K? So
and can anybody spell Krzyzewski?
Man, you can have a Uzi to my temple and just go ahead and start planning my funeral. I would like a nice bouquet of flowers behind a nice picture of me. Don't put my body there. It's closed casket and spread my ashes out. Half of it in the north end zone in Ann Arbor and the other half in the south end zone at Titan Stadium.
I'll
be dead.
I can spell it.
All right, Mike, let me come to you because you sent me a post that was coming right down your alley because I want to ask you about this. You showed me a list of 4 Michigan players since 2019 that were one and dones that are no longer relevant in college, of course, because their eligibility is forgone.
Or NBA, it's okay.
In the pros either,
right?
Do Michigan and teams like Michigan who have benefited from one and dones, do they need to change their strategy going forward in college basketball?
Absolutely. It has to change. I think what you're noticing, you look at the top Michigan players in the NBA right now, they were staying there for 3+ years to finish it out. I think that's kind of what you have to go back to, and is development of these players and being like, hey, if you don't think you're ready for the NBA, come here because we will get you ready in 3 years.
But the
Right.
thing, like, a lot of those players, they're getting the wrong advice. No one is telling them you need to stay. You got a shot. Everybody wants to leave. Everybody wants to get that shot, which I don't blame them.
They want that handshake with the suit on,
right?
That moment.
Yeah, no,
now,
it's bad. Yeah,
it's bad because what do we always go back to? What if our core from that 2013 ripped off championship that we had, because that was all ball with Trey Burke?
That was all ball Trey.
What if they would have come back?
Oh, if they would have come back, they would have been the 1989 UNLV. They might have went 30-1, 32-0. They would have been that, because that team had NBA players that are still playing in the league today.
All 5 starters, yeah.
Right. And all 5. You know your team is bad when the 6th man, Karis LeVert, came off the bench, is still in the league playing viable minutes for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Right, and was really balling in Jersey for the.
Yes, he was. He should never been moved from Jersey. I totally agree.
Until they traded, but Karis LeVert actually had the best NBA career of everybody that was, drafted and started ahead of him.
Right, and the one common thread that I did see with all of these teams, and Mike alluded to it earlier about with Timmy, that's why he had Gonzaga going so far. Man, these players are old. We're talking about these COVID extended years. They're getting 5-6 years. Memphis had a 26-year-old point guard on their team. 26 years old. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, so do you just go transfer portal? Because then the reason why I asked this, Mike, is because last year around this time, when Caleb Houston and Musa Diabate, both McDonald's All-Americans, went pro for Michigan, Hunter Dickinson came out on Twitter and blasted the university for not paying them NIL money enough to keep them there for another year. Like, there was no incentive for them not to go pro. Like, I could go in the second round and make more than I'm making staying here. Do you think that Michigan needs to up the ante with this basketball program because the football players are getting paid?
Definitely yes. And then definitely, or not definitely, just a slight no. But definitely yes is like they have to be able to speak money in the NIL, and I think we all agree that Michigan has been delayed in that realm of NIL, including football. Like
the name over money.
Yeah, I think they've been a little bit laggy in that. They're starting to come up on the football and just like posting it out there, like come support. This goes directly to them. For basketball, they need to do better. That's all you can do, right? Do better. But they have to be able to develop these and be like, look, what happens when you stay? Those who stay will be champions, but those who stay will get paid in the NBA. So it's kind of like
we'll have staying power in the NBA. You bring back Musa Diabate and Caleb Houston this year on the Michigan team that already had Hunter Dickinson and Jet Howard and Kobe Buffkin. You're looking at a team that's probably playing tonight in the Elite Eight. Tasha,
but did you guys see? You probably didn't. I'm old. I watch the Today Show all the time. I think he was the AD of Notre Dame who says the NIL is. They were on board with it at first, but now he's saying he thinks that it's ruining the college competition, because look at now, you have teams, athletes that are saying, I'm not getting money, I'm going to the league. And what was the guy at Florida that we discussed months ago?
Yeah, he had a what was a $12 million deal that they rescinded?
And now he's at Arizona State because Florida couldn't pay him that money.
One of those boosters said, put the AD on the phone.
Yeah,
I don't know who's 12 million. Y'all gonna pay my 12 million.
Well, look, first of all, it needs to be an asterisk. It needs to be an asterisk because it's Notre Dame talking about how things aren't going their way. So that's the first asterisk.
Right. When they have
I'm just saying.
Have a solo deal with NBC.
Right. What? That's true. You got a $1 billion deal with NBC. You can't pay nobody.
But I am inclined, our team, our favorite team, got in trouble, even though one of the Fab Five will not admit what happened because of that.
Right, Chris. It's all right, Chris. Like, we get it. You took the money and lied on the stand. We get it.
Why can't they just go back to, hey, let this booster pay this star player? Because I do think along the lines, the NIL is going to be the downfall, because you're going to have players that saying, I'm not making any money. And I was watching that on Netflix, the scandal about the people with the Varsity Blues, all the celebrities paying to get their children.
Right.
And one of the guys on there who they found, didn't have anything to do with it. He was the rowing coach at SC. And he was basically saying how rowing don't make no money.
Right.
So if you're a student, you want to go SC to row, you're going there because you want to, because who's going to pay NIL money for somebody on the rowing team?
And you don't have a TV deal. Nobody's watching you. You don't have a revenue thing. Like nobody's coming out to watch you row in the river. So
in the Yay area, which is where they, when I saw the clips. But I do think the NIL is going to be kind of maybe like the downfall, because you can't keep paying. I mean, this guy, I think it was $15 million. Where are you getting $15 million to pay a player who's never been on the field and you don't even know if he in the count?
Right, and he's not guaranteeing you no championship. One player doesn't do it in college.
Right.
Right. Now, Tasha, I have some nerd stats to back up your point about the NIL, and for you too, Mike. CBSSports.com, who's over the college tournament, they said that there's over 2,600 players in the transfer portal already. The season is not even over yet. We're not even at the Final Four. That's next weekend. Michigan's got a player in the transfer portal who couldn't get on the court ahead of Hunter Dixon, who's all Big Ten. Of course, you're not going to get many minutes behind him. He's in the transfer portal. Didn't even give Michigan a year to sit and learn and to get on the court. So, like you said, how do you build a roster, Mike, when you got kids leaving because of playing time, money, their girlfriend left and went to Memphis, I didn't like the way that they did such and such, and they just bolt and there's no restrictions.
I think that's the thing, though. I mean, we only talk about the wins when it comes to the transfer portal, right? Joe Burrow,
right?
Mahomes,
right?
And so I think
your boy Philly, he in the transfer portal.
Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah.
So I think we talk about the wins, but we don't always talk about the losses. There's a ton of losses of these kids moving over. They sit down on the bench the same way they were before, and they lose out on a starting position that they had already worked towards. I think it's bad. I think the NFL and NIL is fine because it also teaches them business before they get out and talk about real money. Right. I do agree that 15
and it cuts
million
on sanctions too.
But all of them are not going to get out and get that. I mean, no, I'm not opposed to playing the players, not at all. I just think there needs to be a little, how do you say, controlling of that NIL. I'm all for them.
Right, like if you sign, you must stay here at least 2 years.
Right. It has to be something along those effects. And if you do not make this particular amount of money, you still can't leave. Or,
Right. Or there's some type of escrow or something to where at the end of the semester you get the money, or something.
I agree. I don't know why they took away the because that's what they have here in Texas, the UIL, which is like the NCAA. They're like, if you do try to transfer, you have to sit out for X amount of days or X amount of season, like one season, right? You can't just go to your rival and play for your rival,
like you can now.
Right. And so I do think that there needs to be a penalty of like 1 year eligibility or something like that.
It's got to be something.
Mike, remember when we had that discussion when we were talking about the guy from Florida that's at ASU now, and we were saying the transfer portal is off. Like, I understand you get coaches who can leave, they sign a contract, they can leave without penalty. I'm okay with that, but there needs to be a cap to this transfer portal as well. Because you can't, I don't like what's going on at this school, I'm going to go here. Oh, you know what? I don't like what they're doing here either. I'm getting ready to transfer. There's
transfer one time.
Right. You need to be able to transfer one time. And the only reason you should be able to transfer is if your school goes under sanctions. How like at Old Piss, when they got caught and they allowed those players to leave. You got Mr. Van Jefferson, who won, an NFL championship. He left and ended up at Florida. And you had one Mr. Shea Patterson, who ended up with us because of what was going on down there.
So that's a bill of goods. I thought he was the future.
I did too. But I mean, that should be the only exception. But that transfer portal, and I think not having restrictions on that NIL, I just think it's not going to be good.
I totally agree. It's making college basketball more like Canadian football, more like the ASF or the
XFL.
XFL. You don't know these players,
Right.
It's like I don't know any of these players, any of them. I mean, and it's rough. And even with your own team, it's hard to keep up with the people coming in and out and leaving like they're doing. Now, I do credit Michigan with one thing. They do have a fifth-year senior that's going to request eligibility for one more year to transfer from Duke, Joey Baker, because to see if he can redshirt his COVID season. Jawan is starting to get the picture. I got to keep these guys around more than 1 year and build something. And he's not a 5-star, but your son was a 5-star and we was in the NIT. You know what? Let me not do that. Let me go ahead. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to turn things over to the resident first lady of the TEP of the Extra Point. It is the last weekend of Women's Month. And with that, we want to bring back T Sizzle's top 5. And we want to let her pay homage to her sisterin with her top 5 female athletes of all time. Tasha, the floor is yours.
Okay, I changed it up a little bit. I didn't do of all time because, like, as again, you know, with certain players and certain people, they cannot be touched, in my opinion, and that's one Miss Serena Williams. So Miss Serena Williams is not on this list.
Okay.
She has retired in real life, and she is retired from any conversation because, like I said, she's up here. No one's, in my opinion, is ever going to be here when it comes to Serena.
Okay.
So I have not a newbie. She's been around for a while. Michaela Schifrin. That is the skier, the U.S. Alpine skier. She has the most victories out of male or female in alpine skiing.
Nice. I like that.
I have one Miss Alex Morgan, who is, well, down here's football, a soccer player.
Her crossover game is sick if you've never seen her play, by the way.
Alex Morgan is a beast. I have one Miss Lydia Ko. She is the top. She's Australian. She is the top female golfer in the world right now. And if I know a lot of you guys don't really watch a lot of the women's like sports unless it's tennis or gymnastics, but she cold. And it's not all about, you know, you have so many female golfers who get attention because they're pretty and they can't play worth a damn.
A lot of that was tennis as well, Maria Sharapova.
Right, couldn't play worth a damn. And I'm not Maria Sharapova, Anna Kournikova. That's the one. Maria could play. It was Anna Kournikova.
Oh, it was Anna, yeah. But she did that Sports Illustrated though.
And until she is defeated, Miss Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, who is the best track and field athlete out there currently. She is still
Where's the weed smoking girl? Where's she at? You don't got her on the list?
Jamaica. No, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. And last, a lot of you don't know, but I love women's gymnastics. I love gymnastics, period. But one Miss Trinity Thomas, who is a real gymnast, not like that little tart that's down at LSU that never competes, but gets all the NIL money that is unjust because she doesn't do anything. Miss Trinity Thomas at Florida, guys, Google her. She is phenomenal. And shouts out to the Fisk, you know, the first HBCU who has a gymnastics program.
You know what, Tasha? I want to give you a standing ovation for this list because you really put your foot and your feminine toes in that one, and you didn't go with the tried and true. Oh, this is what everybody wants me to say. I'm going to go with that. I'm very proud of you for that. Let's expand and stretch people's minds because the skill lady that you were talking about, she's been putting in work, and so has the rest of the people on your list. Good job by you, Mike. Who you shouting out this week? And it better be your mom's.
Well, I have two. I want to give a quick shout out, since we were talking about concluding Women's Month. Olivia Pichardo last Friday for Brown University became the first female in NCAA history to appear in a baseball game.
You know what? Good job by you, Mike. Mike coming back to me.
I played baseball for a while, and I think what's crazy is girls, women, they grow up playing baseball, t-ball with everyone together. Yeah. And then at some point it's like, okay, you play softball now.
We give you a bigger ball and then you pitch on.
And I know that's a natural motion for women as well, like the softball motion, but congrats to her for kind of breaking that barrier down. My second shout out is my mom. Stacy and I went to a work convention this past week, and my work or our work was nice enough to fly her down to watch baby girl for the whole week. So yes, we really appreciate that.
And your sister approves this message. All right. Hey, gotta show her some love because that's quite a undertaking. She is a phenomenal woman. I love her, love her, love her. Tasha, who you shouting out this week?
I have 2 shout outs. I know I don't like to be the bearer of death and despair, but we celebrate. Even though we mourn, we celebrate when someone gets their wings and gets their home going. My boy Will, who is from Oklahoma, he actually sells shoe cleaning kits, and he restores. What am I trying to say? He restores shoes, Jordans, all of that. You need to get at him. But he lost his mother Tuesday. She had a heart attack. He was there, and he's really kind of struggling with that because, again, guys, that is your mother.
Right. That's a whole different ball game.
Right. My grandmother always told me there's no hurt in this world like losing your child. But my mother said there's no hurt in this world like losing your mother.
Right.
I have, by the grace of God, I haven't experienced any of that. But I like to shout out to one, Mr. Will. Keep your head up, brother. And the second shout out is to me. My birthday is coming up.
You old enough to drink yet?
Maybe. So I will not be on the show next Saturday. I'm just letting everyone know now because my Wi-Fi may not. Me and Daddy are going somewhere to celebrate my birthday.
No. Y'all go do y'all celebration thing. Y'all go do that.
I will be in the comments now. If my Wi-Fi happens to be strong, I will send you a link. I mean, a message and say, "Hey, put me on."
No, just get your back blown out. We good.
But in the event that it's not, I will be heavily in the comments, commenting on everything that is being said. So shouts out to me. Your girl is oh God, Jesus. Paul, you know we almost 50.
No, you almost 50. I'm almost 36. Denise ain't with that. Hey, mama gotta get it in too now. Denise.
Mama got a life too.
Mama, right. Hey, what you say?
Boy.
There's only one sinner in this house.
Only one sinner. Eileen, did you cut my pearls?
There's only one sinner in this house. Mike know how they go. He can tell it to his boys. Hey, there's only one sinner in this house. Y'all take that on up the street. They at that age, Mike. They about ready to dibble and dabble.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's all a part of growing up. We all been through that. I got a couple of shout outs. I mean, since we're shouting out the women, I want to give a shout out to my mom and my sister. 2 of my favorite. I want to give a shout out to Martrice Hastings. Get it, sis. She said, work that, twerk that. I also want to give a shout out to Stiana's son, Mr. Fernandez. He made all county on his football team. And on a broader scale, I want to give a shout out to Laramie Tunzel. Because Tasha alluded to this earlier. If you missed it, I just want to follow up because this guy was scheduled to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft when he came out of college. Somebody did a malicious thing and leaked a very personal private video of him smoking weed in a gas bong. His stock dropped. It was very humiliating for him and his family. He wound up going to Miami, then got traded to Houston. And now, through all of that, he is now the highest paid left tackle in NFL history after negotiating his own deal. So that's just to say, hey, setbacks are just setups for comebacks. Hey, if you're going through a little something right now, if something happened to you that wasn't fair, that wasn't your fault, or you just catching a wave of bad breaks, it's just a season. Just like this Texas weather, it was thunderstorming yesterday morning. Couldn't be more beautiful outside today. So, hey, like embrace your inner Laramie Tunzel. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep going for your thing, and have your story turn out like his because nobody saw that coming on draft night. The way they were talking about that, brother.
Because I mean, we were all. I know I was watching, and I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like,
right? It was tragic the way that went down, and now
I went straight to Twitter.
Yeah, and now he got the last laugh. So I want to give a shout out to everybody out there who's going to get the last laugh in their life. We're going to speak that over you. We thank y'all for watching The Extra Point. We may have a show next week. We may not. Depends on what happens with Mike. If Mike is on, it's going to be football intense. So all you football nerds, make sure you come back because we're going to be talking college, pro, draft, all of that good stuff. You know how we get down. We'll see you in about 6 days and 23 hours. Until then, Tasha, Work that. Twerk that.
Doodle Brown.
Doodle Brown. Oh, wait, Mike said slow it down. Hold on. Let me make sure I work like.
Oh, who's coming in? No. Okay.
I was about to come in, Mike. I was about to come in and spit something. All right, we'll see y'all next week. Maybe. If not, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, peace.